Hi everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie and Lela is here yet again. Hi Lela.
Hey Mel, how are you doing?
I am doing great. So we had to sneak this in really quickly before the weekend. Kind of stuck up on us, didn't it?
Yeah. And I definitely appreciate you keeping everything going. I've been a little bit out of pocket. So it's, life happens. So it's good to be back. Good to be talking all things crafting.
So just as a reminder, we are hosting a scrapbooking event this coming weekend, Friday night and Saturday morning, afternoonish, depends where you are in the country. So we're going to give you those details. Hopefully you've been playing along with us.
Yeah, you've posted some great sketches and some fun stuff. And then we had some examples too. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what everybody was kind of thinking, not only of maybe what they got done, but if you didn't get anything done, kind of what your thoughts were on our theme. We've really had a fun time with this theme, something old, something new, something borrowed, and something colorfully organized, right? So we're looking forward to this weekend and our conversations about what's going on in our crafting lives.
Yeah, we are going to do this a little bit different this time, where we are going to try to have some sort of topic for each session, if you will, along the lines of our theme. So speaking of which, the order of business for this coming weekend. So Friday the 25th, the Zoom session will start at 5 Pacific or 8 Eastern, and we're going to go for about 3 hours. And our topic will be the something new, where we will talk about our something new, which were these 2 stamp sets from Close to My Heart. I will show you the actual stamp here, and then I will post an image so you can clearly see what the picture looks like. It was called Thoughtful Florals, and it is in the current mini catalog.
Correct.
And this one is Slimline Quotes and Sentiments, also in the current catalog. And Lela's link to her Close to My Heart website will be in the description below if you would like to purchase those. We had a lot of fun playing with them. Be sure to check out the playlist, which is also below, of our conversations we've had leading up to this event.
And so we really had fun. What we decided to do, right, was take something new that we thought would be fun and try to mix it with some things that are old to try to use up some things in our stash, right? Because we've had a big conversation about it, not only in last Zoom session, but a lot going on with people talking about, and even you and I, right, talking about what's in our stash and how we're using it. And so we're looking forward to hearing what everyone has to share about using something new with something old.
Yeah, so Friday's session is going to be focused on something new. I think you're also possibly thinking about showing us some of the newer products that are available from Close to My Heart, or a catalog view. So if that's something you are interested in, you definitely want to tune in on Friday's Zoom session. Speaking of making different projects, I think you made a couple more projects since the last video that we shared.
I have one right here. I think I have a couple more too. I'd have to look for those, but I'll show them this week leading up to it. But one of the things that I did was try to use maybe a little bit of all of our themes, something old, something new, something borrowed, and something colorful. So a little bit of everything. This is my first page. I did a scrapbook page. I'll hold that up. You can see that I used the Slimline sentiments for the sentiment. And colorful, I definitely used some ribbon and colored all the different flowers over here in all different colors. Oh, nice. And then also the border, isn't that a cute border? That was a punch, my best friend's punch. So I borrowed it for something borrowed for this page. And then I found these old wood shapes, Mel. Just kind of stuck in my stash and decided to add those to this page. So that was fun. Here's the first page of it. This is a page of my mom, and my sister and I got to spend some time with her last summer. And so it really felt fun to add the florals and add the, some of the older wood pieces. As you can see, I found a couple more. Whoops, over here. You can see the flowers.
Oh, nice. Nice. Those actually really complement this stamp set quite well, actually. has a
I
very
thought so
similar
too.
feel to it.
I thought so too. I really enjoyed using, all the colors. I try to use a couple different colors that I maybe normally don't mix together. And then the punch was really fun. I'm like, hey, I need to borrow something. So kind of a fun thing, using something different on my page. And so that was fun as well. So, and then I put some ribbon on, as you can see down here, as part of the border. That's not something I always do, but I thought that it added some nice dimension and a great pop of color.
And I love that stitching on there too. It just really emphasizes. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So, and then I used some markers to color the flowers, and then added some shimmer pen just to give them a little bit of a glittery look. So again, I found using these stamps as the embellishment on this page was really fun. I don't always do that, or if I do, I use them in black and white. So adding some color to them was fun as well. So, and then using the stamp, which was actually a card, right? Slimline card sentiment, actually made though for a great sentiment on my page. I kind of borrowed your idea. So.
Well, and that's all in the spirit of this challenge, right? Get inspiration, right. Borrow it from somebody else, especially in card making and stuff like that. What do they call scrap lifting, or using other people's projects as inspiration? So
some cards too, and just colored the flowers with either some watercolor pencils or then also some markers, and use some stencils. Just some things I don't always pull out of my stash. And so I'll definitely be putting those up for everyone to see this week.
And that'll be in our Facebook groups, which we also have a link below to both of those. Of course, you're free to join either. It will be the main hub for our communication for this weekend. So please do join. If you are not a fan of Facebook, don't worry. We can send you the Zoom links so that you can still participate in those sessions. Speaking of sessions, then our next one is going to be Saturday morning. It's going to start at 8 a.m. Pacific or 11 a.m. Eastern. And our theme will be something old. And we thought we would try and foster a discussion about ways that we can use older products in our stash in newer ways. And especially focusing on things that maybe have become a little less, what's the right word? We don't use them as often as we used to. Like ribbon is still somewhat common, but not like it was 10 years ago. Things like brads and eyelets, if you still have those in your stash, how do we make those work? And even wood veneer, are there ways that we can come up with to, breathe some life back into them and make them exciting again?
You and I talked about some things that we maybe put away, right? And they're just, it's not that we don't like them, they're just out of sight, out of mind. So I know for me, the stencils were something that I kind of shoved in a bag, down in a spot in the closet. And then it's just not something I think to get out, but I really enjoyed having them out. I've kept them out and used them for some backgrounds or some different things like that. So we also talked some shimmer. I have some shimmer trim and then some of the shimmer brushes as well. And again, I have a nice set of them, right? But you just kind of stopped using them. So getting some out and using them in different projects was pretty fun. So we're hoping to encourage that and hear kind of what, maybe if you have some things like that in your stash too, what you do to try to get them out and use them again.
For sure, because you never know what might inspire someone or set somebody off. So
do you ever do that, Mel? Do you ever get out, you're looking through one of your scrapbooks and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I use that punch all the time. It must have been new at that time or on your desk, right?
Yeah.
On your desk or somewhere, because as you're looking through your pages and you've used it different ways, really creatively. And then you're like, man, I don't even use that at all anymore. So I'll be really anxious to hear what people have to, share or what they're going to say about some things like that. Because I'm sure we all have different items like that. It would be fun to talk about.
As you're talking, I'm jotting down notes of things that we can talk about in that conversation, because my mind's going, oh, what about this? But I don't want to have the conversation right now. We want to have it on the weekend, right? So
right. Zip, 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 zip. Save it. Save it.
yeah, so really definitely we'd love you guys to give these topics some thought, and come prepared to ask your questions or tips and tricks, because we really want you all to actively participate in our weekend. So that session's only going to be about 2 hours. We realize, of course, that Saturdays can be quite a busy day for people, and especially now that things are starting to open up, we don't want to extend too far into Saturday. So we're going to give an hour break to have something to eat, freshen up, whatever it is that you need to do. And then we will come back in an hour. So it will be 11 a.m. Pacific or 2 p.m. Eastern. And I sure hope I got all those times right now. But,
You do.
Okay, good. And then we're going to have the topic, something colorful or something blue is really what triggered the inspiration. And we really wanted to talk about more on the organization side of things. How do you store things? Do you store them by color? Do you store them by theme, by manufacturer? And how do you decide? And really just have a whole conversation about what works and what doesn't work for you, and perhaps offer tips and advice to each other as to how to make our supplies more accessible by having a better organized stash.
Right, right. And how do you, what have you tried? I'm really anxious to hear some different things. I know you've been doing your series, right, about your colors and your color cardstock and your color, pattern papers and how you're sorting those. And so we just want to have a conversation. I think it's going to be good, right, about all the different ways that we've either tried or what works, or maybe what we're working on to change right now. So that'll be a really fun session, a really fun discussion topic as well.
I think us crafters like organization. right next to it. It seems like we're always organizing our stash. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but
I don't think you are, Mel. I think that's part of the hobby, right? Like going through it and seeing what we have and reorganizing it and touching it and looking at a box all neatly organized and going, ooh, not only is it my favorite stuff, it's my scrapbooking stuff, but now it's all neatly organized, and some of the different things that we're trying out. So I know our last Zoom was so fun. We had a lot of conversation about different things. We all walked away with some really good ideas, and I really think this one's going to be just as exciting and useful, right, to all the things we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. So that is also going to be a 2-hour session. So we are hoping to wrap things up by about 1 p.m.-ish Pacific and 4 Eastern, just to hopefully give you guys some time yet to do all those normal Saturday things that you need to do. And but hopefully still enough time to have some crafty fun.
Yeah. And again, just like last time, if you can come for part of it, if you only want to come right for a section of it, we're totally open to that. Just come for what you can, chat, share, sit and watch whatever might work for you this weekend. And we're totally flexible, but I really think these themes are going to be fun. We're going to have some fun discussions around these ideas.
Yeah, and please don't be shy if you haven't joined one of our sessions before, either my monthly Zoom or this one. We're a really open group. We'd love to meet you, and we try to be very inviting and make everybody feel part of the group. And it's not super large, right? So we don't have like 100 people that show up. So it's not overwhelming in any way. So we do encourage you. There is no fee associated with this. So just bring yourself and maybe some thoughts that you have on the topics, because we'd love to hear what you think.
And if you're working on something right while we're doing the Zoom, that's fun too. I think we got to see a lot of cool things that people were working on. So whether you're scrapping along to our conversation or, truly working on one of the things we're talking about, that'll be great.
Yeah. And you don't just have to be a scrapbooker. We call it a crop and, that kind of thing. But if you make cards, if you knit, if you crochet, everybody's welcome to come in and participate. There's a lot of crossover in relevance as far as topics go across the crafting genre, if you will. I mean, we had someone last time who organized photos, I think, for the entire
Yes.
for the entire time. So whatever works, that's the beauty of doing virtual. You're in your own home. So, you can work on whatever you would like.
I would agree. We're going to have a good time. And, we recognize that it's spring and people are getting out a little more. So we're keeping the sessions a little bit shorter. But hey, if we have good conversation, we still have more to say. We'll do another session through your monthly, right? You have a monthly Zoom. We'll just come on there and continue the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do host a Zoom event on the second Friday of every month, unless otherwise indicated at this point. Everything is standard, so no exceptions. But again, if you're part of my Facebook group, you'll find the notifications that go out about that. And again, all of our information is in the description below. Our email address if you need to get a hold of us, especially if you want to participate just in the Zoom sessions, not in the Facebook group, please let us know so we can send you the links. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it, and we hope to see you this weekend. And until then, happy crafting.
Happy crafting.